Yo,
Yo,
what's going on?
boy, what you doing right now?
Yeah, man, right here, boy. Working on the track, boy. Trust me, it's fire, dog.
Yeah, well, you hit, boy, and I just hit, boy. Island Games got us straight.
What?
Real talk, boy.
All right. Bring it forward, man. Bring it forward.
I coming in now. I coming in now. I coming in right now. I coming in now.
You know what we come to do, right?
Right now I ready to bounce up. When I gon' pick up the road, I am ready to jump up. I'm gonna bust up on the field. From time and start up the countdown.
Welcome back to In the Spotlight, and we are joined by one of my favorite Bahamian artists indeed, because this gentleman truly is a magnificent artist and vocalist. I say that to him all the time. I know I embarrass him sometimes by saying it, but it's the truth. He has had the opportunity of traveling all over the world with another group by the name of Bahamen, and now he is with Visage, and he was with us in Beijing, China. So welcome, Nehemiah Hill.
Hey Freddie, and to all of your watchers. It's really good to be here. Yeah, it's good to be here.
We just had a chat with Obi and Wendy and Dyson, and now we have the three frontliners here from Visage. You were in Beijing with this group, and you know what is amazing? How you gel so well with these young people. I mean, you know, you ain't of that era.
No.
But when I see you on stage with them, it's a wonderful mix.
Yeah.
What is that experience like for you, first of all, just generally, and then tell us about your Beijing experience.
It's a wonderful experience working with these guys. I mean, I tell Dyson all the time, and I think I mentioned it to Wendy once or twice, that I've never had anybody to watch me grow in the industry. From the perspective that I get to see these guys grow.
Right.
And I've been with them. Well, Dyson created this outlet for me by visiting Carnival in Trinidad 3 years ago.
Okay.
And Obi called me and asked me if I still know the Bahamian music that I used to do. And I was like, boy, I haven't done that stuff in so long. But yeah, and so there you go. I mean, like, and so I've been actually watching them become in the last 3 years, and that's been a wonderful pleasure. It's not a competition, you know. People have in the Bahamas, we like to see competition, and how's Nehemiah gonna do, and how's Wendy gonna do, and how's Dyson gonna do. But I'm here to compliment them. I think the experience of traveling with Lenny Kravitz as a backing vocalist kind of prepared me for that somewhat, and so it's really a pleasure.
Again, being exposed, and you've had that exposure, and you've had it not only in the U.S., but now you've been to the East, you've been to China, you've been to Hong Kong. I mean, but when you're on stage with Wendy and Dyson, I see a wonderful combination. And I was watching the show, I really was. And I say, you know, that's fantastic, because their styles are completely different from yours. But when you do the leads, they are right there with you. And it looks like it's a group. And when they do the lead, you're right there with them. And that's the experience, I guess, of working with Lenny.
That's what it's about. I mean, we are all frontline performers, but we are there to complement each other. We're there to complement each other, and we're there to make the band as best it can be. Great. We want Visage to not just be one-dimensional. We want Visage to come together, and every time people see the three of us along with Sean, now we have an addition of Malin performing with us as a front female singer also. So when we bring it together, we want people to enjoy all the different dimensions of what Visage is.
So Wendy, what would you say to young female artists in particular? And I must commend you. I mean, you're not only a great singer, you understand the business, and that is important.
Yes.
What would be some suggestions or recommendations that you would give to young artists to prepare themselves? As I said, China is waiting for us. We just need to explore it and take it. So what would be your advice?
Well, I think for the up-and-coming singer particularly, I always say this to fellow singers, to find your own voice and to love that process.
Find you.
And to recognize that journey. We all have our different persons that we are inspired by, and oftentimes you listen to the artists that you like the best, and sometimes you end up imitating them. And I say to them, every time you find yourself doing that, stop.
I got some stories about that.
Stop.
And you are absolutely right.
Stop.
Yes.
and try again.
Absolutely.
Literally,
Be you, in other words.
be you.
Yeah,
Literally
yes.
find that time in the
Yes.
studio to find your voice.
Because that's unique.
That's
There's no
what
one
you're
else
looking
like you.
for, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's an extension of your speaking voice. If you find that you have to gear up to sing, and it's a different voice, then
Yes.
that's not your voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, one of the most important parts of a singer's journey, finding your voice,
And
that thing that makes you
perpetuating that,
unique.
showcasing that, yes.
And it can even be a flaw in the voice, a screech or something.
No, that's
Find
the
it
uniqueness.
and use it, yes.
Again, I had an opportunity one time. I was trying to fix something in a song I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and the producer said to me, he said, "You know what? That's what makes it human.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
inflection that you may think is a mistake is what the thing that will make it just right emotionally for somebody else." So Dyson, you write a lot of stuff, both you and Wendy, and all of you actually write. And so tell us about the importance of creating that brand, that uniqueness that Wendy speak of, that will cause people to know whenever they see it, whenever they hear it, they would know that that's Dyson, that's Wendy, that's Nehemiah. How important is that?
Extremely important. Extremely important if you want to make the big bucks.
Yeah.
Because you can make okay money doing covers.
Sure.
You can gig for life. If you want to do an Elvis Presley impersonation, you can do that until the day you cannot step onto a stage any longer. But when you are unable to step on the stage, now who are you? What is your relevance? When you have a brand, when you become your own act, then only you can do you, and people will always look for you to give them what you have.
People always say maybe they're looking for their luck. What is luck? When preparation meets opportunity, right? So as we prepare to take this market in China, what would you recommend? Each of you have 30 seconds to tell me. Let's start with you, Dyson.
Well,
what would you recommend that our young artists do to prepare themselves so that they can maximize the opportunities and create their own luck?
Specifically for China,
Yes.
you have to keep an open mind.
Yes.
You have to understand that the culture is totally different,
Yes.
and that they are comfortable
Yes.
in the way that they are, but it's brand new to you. So you have to expect that you're going to be surprised and even uncomfortable in some situations, but you have to have an open mind and be courageous enough to allow yourself to slowly accept what is new.
Right.
So just keep an open mind.
Right.
I would say develop your content. If you're a songwriter, make sure you have a good arsenal of songs. If you're a singer-songwriter, make sure you have a good arsenal of that. Don't just have one song. Create content so that when the opportunity does come, you're ready for it.
And
You're
be
not
ready.
just trying to get it together.
And
You
know
already
your
have it
craft.
together. Yes.
Know how to perform.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Have it together first.
And you mentioned about that connection. The minute you walked on that stage, you did something that connected you with that audience right
Right.
away. That
Exactly.
was magnificent. Nehemiah.
One of the things that I feel a lot of Bahamian artists have not discovered yet is that there is a serious spirit in music, and it's contagious. And places like the Asian market, China, Japan, Thailand, all these different places, they have a spirit about them too, and it's relative. It's very relative
in
to
their
us
culture, yes.
and how we are as a people. And so the spirit of the music is so important. Like that to me, based on what I've discovered in my past, is what makes the music a universal language. I mean, you can record a Bahamian song and the lyrics could just be relative to the Bahamas. But the music, everyone in the world could relate to it. They don't really know what we're talking about, but just the sound of the music makes them feel good. And that's what it's about. You have to realize that the spirit of the music is just as important.
Connecting with
Yeah.
the spirit, the universal spirit, that makes it the human spirit.
Yeah, because when I was the lead singer of Bahaman, we had major hits in Japan. We would do tours there every year. The Japanese people were singing our music word for word, but you talk with them, they couldn't speak English.
Absolutely. That universal.
They couldn't speak English, but
spirit, right?
you have people like when you're traveling on the flight from one city to the next, the pilot come out front and he says, I can feel my back because you guys had me jumping all night. So that's the kind of vibe that you get when people really buy into your music. They lose total control, and that's what you want.
But you know, ladies and gentlemen, you've had a treat tonight. You've heard it from the voices of those who have traveled the world, from the Bahamas to Beijing and Hong Kong, Thailand, all over the world, in Nehemiah's case and Obi's case, and now we have these two beautiful
And now
young
we're following
artists,
them.
These beautiful young artists who are now ready for the world, and I am proud to say that they are Bahamian artists because they're both highly qualified, and I think they are ready. All they need now is to create that opportunity, and we just need to expose them to the world, and trust me, we're going to have some more Grammy Award winners.
Definitely, definitely.
Fantastic. Well, we want to thank you all, and we'll be back after these words from our sponsors with more in the Spotlight.